Hello, my name is Andrew.
And I'm Amanda.
And the two of us have been living here in Poland for some time.
Decades.
And we thought it would be a good idea for the two of us to put our heads together to help with some really complicated words in Polish, what we think are complicated words.
Right. It might not be complicated to normal people, but it's for us difficult.
So we've decided to start translating these words that we find difficult or that we could say something to our parents or friends and to explain things. And the topic we decided to do today is furniture.
Right. Today we tackle furniture. And
yeah, of course, my classic, I'm sorry to be laughing, it's just that so many people say to me, of course, is, Andrew, I have so many furnitures.
Right, because they have, it's a non-count word for furniture.
Yeah,
right?
It's uncountable. You cannot say I have furnitures.
I have furnitures. And, well, actually, in Polish, it's a non-count too, right? Meble.
Well, it's always in plural, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem in English,
Plural.
it's not.
Right, so sorry, my mistake. It's plural, so they pluralize furniture.
Yeah,
furnitures.
Pieces of furniture.
Right.
And today we'll be talking about pieces of furniture. And the first one we're going to start off with is ŁAWKA, which is a bit complicated for me to translate because it has so many meanings. Mm-hmm. But the first one you think of, Amanda?
Well, that's a bench. So, you know, your standard park bench.
That's right. So in the park, it's a bench. Mm-hmm. But if you're in church, is it still a bench?
Well, we call it a pew, but I guess in Polish it's also a bench.
But we would say pew, right?
A
you
pew.
Can't say
in church,
I was
you sit
sitting
in the
church bench. That
right. Even though it's actually
a pew.
Bench-like, but it's clearly a pew. But we call it a bench in Polish.
That's right. And then the worst one, of course, for us teachers is ŁAWKA at school.
I guess in the old days, maybe they did sit in benches, you know, even in, you know, like if you remember Little House on the Prairie, they
actually,
so they
no, we have a desk.
But they have desks here too, but they still talk about, on the school bench, he was my friend from the school bench days or something, you know, so.
But we don't use that anymore.
No.
But they do.
Right.
Because typically they have a table, what I would call a desk, just to make it easier, that's for two people. And two people sit in chairs.
Side by side at a desk.
At a desk.
Or a table.
But we cannot call it a bench.
Right.
Because bench is in the park, in court, pew at church, desk at school.
Pretty much. That's about it.
And just to make it really, really complicated, I'll bring up the boat. Polish people use ŁAWKA in the boat. I would just call it a seat to make it easier.
Yeah.
But there is that
There's some word, the word that I didn't even know, but
it's
you know.
thwart.
Thwart. So if you're nautical, you can, you know, now you know. You just call it a bench.
Or you can show off to people that
Polish.
you know more English than us native speakers. Now, of course, the next word that really just drives me crazy is consola.
Right.
Now, what does that mean, Amanda?
Well, I guess to me a console.
But it's not the same. It's
not the same. Okay, see, I don't even know.
Console and consola are not the same, I think.
So is it your dashboard, right?
No, that, if you're talking about, of course, console, for game console, I think it's the same. So I'm wrong there.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the car, we can also say console, right? There's a gadget or something not working, GPS is in the console. Would we say that, or in the dashboard?
I would say in the dashboard. I would never say it's in the console. Now, you know, maybe that's some kind of funny, like, sort of English thing that people say.
But game console you can say.
Yeah, and then your console. It's kind of, I guess, would that be sort of the piece of furniture that before everything was flat and put on the wall where you put all your
I think it's a table
stuff
against the wall.
Right.
It's a table against the wall.
Yeah.
So that's all I can think of. Because the konsola in Polish, when you're talking about just furniture, not talking about games, or you're not talking about the car, it's just a table against the wall. Do we have a special word for that? You know that just you push it flush against the wall.
No, because to me a console has like parts.
Well, that's different. Yeah, we're talking about konsola, the Polish word that.
That's another problem. We're false friends, and apparently we have a false friend here.
Yeah, that's not a nice one there.
Yeah.
But we do have the word komoda, which I think can be translated as console for you, just to make life more confusing, which is a chest of drawers, which is always the word that they use in all those English books here. I would call it a bureau. It just has many drawers, and it's flush against the wall. So it can be that table as well.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Console, thanks for clearing that up, by the way.
Well, it's a chest of drawers.
Okay.
I don't like this word because it just sounds strange.
Yeah,
I would say bureau, but maybe you don't like that because we also have the word bureau as office.
I would be happier to call a desk-like piece of furniture a bureau than calling it a commode. Just myself.
For yourself. But
yeah.
what about, you know, grandma has her komoda and the television on top of it. What are we going to say? I mean, what can you say? Chest of drawers, it just sounds to me so, it doesn't work for me.
TV,
bureau, I'm going with bureau.
Okay, I'll accept it.
You'll accept it?
I'll accept it, yeah. I think we can move on to
a piece of furniture with
something
a TV standing.
dear to my heart, one of my favorite things, MEBLOŚCIANKA. Which
of course is a horrible word.
It's a horrible word and frankly a horrible piece of furniture.
But that's our opinion.
If you have one, you really should consider purging your life of MEBLOŚCIANKA.
Well, it was very popular here in the 1970s and 1980s.
Yes.
In America, we would call it a wall unit.
I guess so. It
Would that be
literally means
okay?
like wall of furniture, right? Furniture wall, right?
Furniture walls.
So it's one of those ginormous.
But you have an apartment here in Poland,
right?
Or a flat.
And half of your living room is taken up by this brown, lacquered, like weird piece of furniture with all your little doilies and knickknacks in it, dishes, and who knows what else. And
so. Wall unit.
I think, yes.
You got yourself a nice wall unit.
But you know,
there.
I think they're a thing of the past. I don't see too many people
But
with
you
these
do
things.
have them still.
Oh, yeah.
People do have kind of wall units, but I guess now
They're not buying new ones.
They're not buying new ones. You sure?
I don't think so. If
But
you
what
got
would you call it? Like grandma
would you
wants
run
to
out and
sell
buy
her
a new
wall
one,
unit.
like in your house that you're going to move into? Like you're going to go, we need a whole entire, like, whatever, wall unit for all our stuff.
No, I don't think so.
No, you wouldn't.
But I think we should move on to a different topic because I really don't think it's the most useful.
No.
But wall unit is what I could get away.
A wall unit, okay.
I would use.
Yeah.
Or just this artificial wood
Right.
furniture
kind of
wall.
furniture wall, and it does a little bit of everything. It's like a cupboard and a display case and an entertainment center all in one. And
so it's a great buy.
Yeah.
Moving on to another word is SZAFA, which of course I have difficulty translating because everybody wants to say cupboard. No.
Cupboard or
no,
closet
wardrobe.
or
Excuse me, I
wardrobe.
just made a mistake.
Yeah.
SZAFA is wardrobe in
Wardrobe.
British English.
Right.
In America we would use the word closet, but that's a separate room, is it
well,
not?
to me, a closet is built into the wall, and a wardrobe is the standing piece of furniture, right?
So yeah, in the United States we do use wardrobe, but we do have armoire, which
Right,
what
which is
that?
also
Is that SZAFA? Is it for you?
I would say so.
A
An
fancy
armoire
schmancy
is
one?
Probably, yeah. If you just want to use that word, you know, to make it sound like it costs more money or something, you could say armoire. Sure. Why
Well,
not?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think that closet is the special room. We have walk-in closets now in the United States.
Yes.
And in Britain, wardrobe was maybe more popular, but wardrobe can also be when you're discussing the clothes that you
Well,
have.
yeah, my wardrobe needs updating or something. And I guess you can, in Polish, if you're talking about your wardrobe,
Would be
do you talk
garderoba.
about in your garderoba? Yeah. So I suppose if you have a separate, your garderoba, is that actually a room full of your clothes?
No, I think it's just, I don't think so. I think it's
No?
just your clothes. Then you
Okay.
have SZAFA, which is to talk about where you put them.
Okay.
And in English, in American English, we just typically had rooms, so we used closets.
In my closet, yeah.
And then you would say perhaps wardrobe or armoire if you want to be fancy schmancy. So
Yeah.
that you're a little bit more sophisticated or European, which always sounds a bit more sophisticated in English. Now there's the other word, szafka, which I made a mistake with, of course. In British English, there's the word cupboard, which we don't use very
See, I
much
would call that a dresser, right? It depends if you're
What are
using
you
it for
talking
your,
about? I thought szafka was for the kitchen. You have cabinets.
your szafka.
Right? I mean, szafki, yeah, you have to fill them up, or the dishes are still in the dishwasher. They have to put them into szafki.
the cupboard or into
I would
cabinets.
never use
or-
cupboards, but cabinets, right? Kitchen
Well, where do you
cabinets.
keep your food? Is that in the pantry or the cupboard?
Oh my gosh! So, but
Right.
the little
And the places for your
boxes that are your
dishes,
pieces of
those are your
furniture,
cabinets, right? And the drawers are drawers. And so what about your clothes, like your socks and your t-shirts? You're not hanging them up, you're putting them in your
I thought
dresser.
that was bureau. Oh, that's a dresser, so we can
or
go
bureau,
back to komoda.
I guess.
Komoda.
Yeah. Komoda.
So that you're talking about komoda, but then of course you can use szafki for almost anything. But I was thinking szafki in the sense that they're in your kitchen.
I guess it could be in your kitchen
More
for
in your
your
kitchen,
knives
of
and
course.
forks and all that.
But
Yeah.
that's for drawers. But szafki are what you have your cups. That's why they have cupboard in British English, right?
Cupboard, yeah.
And cabinet.
Well, that's what, yeah.
I
it's
think,
kind of
right?
all
Kitchen
same.
cabinets is what we say. in
Kitchen
that.
cabinets.
Right. I think.
Okay,
we're
so-
getting really confused here. So, SZAFA, closet,
Uh-huh.
in American English, wardrobe. If you want to be fancy, you can say armoire.
Okay, but to me, the difference is it's a standing piece of furniture.
Standing.
Right?
And SZAFKA is not standing.
Okay. Wait a minute. Well then, so what, so the piece, okay, in Polish, the little thing with the drawers, what do you call that?
So then if you want to use this one as SZAFKA as well.
Right, okay. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
but then I call that a dresser.
okay, so you call it a dresser,
You
but I
call
would
it
say bureau,
bureau.
comoda, chest of drawers.
Okay.
And I would say cabinets, for most part I would associate with the kitchen, but they're not only associated with the kitchen.
Cabinets. No, sure. Cabinets, you can have cabinets in your office. You don't have any here, but in
So
there you
szafki
do.
would be the
Yeah.
best for
Okay,
cabinets.
szafki for cabinets.
So,
Good.
But
okay.
British English cupboard, is it only used in the kitchen?
Cupboard.
Skeletons
Yeah, I think so.
in your cupboard.
I think so. Your cupboard. Because, but you know, like old Mother Hubbard found her cupboard was bare. She didn't have.
Yeah, but there's old British nursery
But that's
rhyme.
where her food was supposed to be in there, right?
Okay, so
But
yeah.
maybe her cups too. And then, but I would call it a pantry. Like the place where you keep all your food is your
But pantry is
pantry.
more spiżarnia. That's
Spiżarnia.
It's completely different.
Yeah,
That would be a special
but it's also
room.
kind of a, is it
I
a
think
room
the
or
problem
like
is that you get so specific.
it's a closet that you put your food in, right?
All right, let's move on to another word.
Spiżarnia.
It's a little bit easier, I hope,
Okay.
is FOTEL,
FOTEL.
which I have difficulty, which
Yeah.
is an armchair.
An armchair.
But I use chair and armchair interchangeably, and Polish people say, no, 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 chair does not have arms.
Right.
FOTEL, armchair. This is an armchair.
This is an armchair, I
Is
guess,
it?
because it has arms, right? Or is that only the kind like that you actually can recline in or
Well,
something?
that's what I would think, is that
Yeah.
the armchair is, you have the love seat, you have the
Right.
sofa, and then you have the armchairs to go along with it. But I wouldn't think of this as an armchair, but in
To
Polish
me, this
they
is
say,
just
this
a regular
FOTEL.
chair. Because if it doesn't have arms, then it's a taboret, right? With
Exactly,
Yes.
so then that's different,
and
that's,
that's
a stool.
stool.
Right?
So to me, this is a chair, like,
But you
but
can
not
use
an
chair
armchair.
for everything.
Yeah, like this is just a chair.
But if you say,
But
oh, sit down in the chair, nobody's going to say, no, 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 Amanda, armchair.
I hope not.
only when I'm talking to my students about
Yeah.
furniture.
I guess
Okay,
it-
so FOTEL, but you have FOTELIK as well, which is the kids' chair.
FOTELIK.
What
The kids' chair, is that like the car seat?
The car seat,
The
yeah.
car seat. And then I guess if they have a little tiny chair, is that a FOTELIK too? I don't know.
I just know of it being used in the car.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to lighting, to
Okay.
light fixtures. And I always find that people in Poland use the word lamp for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just discussing before we started filming, is that we
Right.
should use different words. For example, the word light.
Yeah.
Because you can't call everything a lamp, which I think in Polish you have a tendency to use lamp for a lot of light fixtures.
For light fixtures, where it might not actually be a lamp, but it would be like, you know, something like, you can't see up here, I'm pointing at the ceiling, but
You would just say a
it would
light
just-
fixture or a light just to make it easier.
They're not, yeah, exactly, they're not lamps, but yeah, it's kind of just a word that people
I would
say
avoid
more
using
often.
that too much. But then you do have words like ŻYRANDOL, which of course in English you can easily translate as what? Chandelier?
A chandelier.
Chandelier.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an easy one. The new one that I just learned myself is what I have here, platon. And so this is kind of a strange word to
Oh,
me.
platon.
Yeah. Which is a light fixture that's quite flat against the surface of the ceiling. And
Of the ceiling?
Yeah, so yeah, you
Oh.
know, it's one of those light fixtures that
Like those
light,
things
but-
that look like a kind of bubble or something on the ceiling, or a
perhaps
bowl-shaped
yeah.
thing. Okay.
And not only, but it's
Yeah.
really just against the ceiling. Is the
Okay.
idea, as opposed to a chandelier which comes down, right?
Oh, see, I wouldn't even
In
know what
English,
to
I
call
just
that in
use
English.
light.
A light. That's a I guess
Light
it's a-
fixture.
Another type of fixture would be, yeah. I don't know. I don't have.
Chandelier sounds fancy because again,
Yeah.
French. So chandelier. Oh, I have a chandelier.
Yeah, that's
in
how
the
we
living-
fancy it up in English, by the way. If you ever in doubt, you just,
You just use the French word
Yeah.
armoire and chandelier, and you sound like you have a very expensive house. Then there's the word KINKIET, which of course is a bit strange to me. But that is a wall light,
When-
a wall light
a
fixture.
sconce or something.
Sconce I've heard used as well.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that was what I would call it.
All right. So I would just call, again, light. Just make your life easier. Light fixture. I really like this word because it can be anything.
It can be, yeah. And if you
Light
don't know what
fixture.
you're talking about, then you can just call it a fixture, like
Light
like
fixture.
I would do.
And now we're going to move on to two English words that I have difficulty translating into
Right.
Polish. And the first one is end table.
End table.
What is an end table? Where do we find the end table?
So that's the small kind of square, usually or round table at the end of a sofa.
Can it be the end of your bed too?
I guess
end tables
those
as
are
well?
nightstands.
Those are nightstands.
Yeah.
Okay, so the end tables are at the end of the sofa. The nightstands are where you go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have coffee table. So I lied, we have 3 words here.
Right.
Coffee table is a table like this. Could this be considered a coffee table or not?
Well, yeah. You know, usually to me a coffee table is more rectangular, but I suppose this could be a coffee table, especially if we were drinking coffee on the coffee table. But
it's a plan for the future.
it could work, you know. You have
but coffee table doesn't mean that, you know, it's just
it's a thing that's usually in front of wherever you spend your time in your living area, and you put your, you know, whatever you have in front of you, put it on the coffee table.
So the 3 words, the nightstand, the end table, and the coffee table, they're all really relatively low tables, right?
Yeah.
They're not meant for dining.
No, I don't think so. Of course you
For
could,
easy access while sitting,
Yeah.
watching TV, sleeping, reading a book. You have the nightstand. You have your 2 lamps, of course.
Usually,
lamps,
yes,
right? Which are located typically on the ground or on an end table in English. And of course the coffee table where you can have your remote control, coffee, perhaps some chips or something. All right.
Sounds great.
All right, so we've talked enough about furniture. I hope this helps a little bit. So we'll be talking to you about other topics as well, and we look forward to talking to you in the future. We hope you had a lot of fun here. So bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.